Once upon a time, far away in the distance, there was an island said to be a beautiful place to live. But a curse lay upon the land, bringing thunderstorms and earthquakes. No soul ever dared to set foot there. Until one day, a young witch discovered the island and felt the magic coursing through her upon stepping onto the soil. She made it her mission to lift the curse, save the land, and make life here possible again. With all her power, she split the island into 4 parts, forcing them into the different extremes. One known for reawakening, flowers, and a light atmosphere, one humid with a lively flora and fauna, one known to be for harvesting and warm colors, and one freezing cold and serene. Balance was restored, equilibrio was born, and a queen witch crowned. And with that, welcome back to my channel. We are on our way to Equilibrio, my 4 Seasons island. I'm so nervous and excited to finally be showing you this. It was incredibly much fun to create, and I can't wait to show you around this island and show you how I try to make all the areas work together. And here we are now on Equilibrio. This is the time that I set the DA at, but you will notice throughout the tour that I will change the time of day for this specific tour, just to hopefully enhance the different seasons features. But before we actually get started, let's go ahead and look at the map. Now there is a lot to take in with this one, so let's take it one step at a time. The middle section we will look at first thing, that is pretty much the overgrown witchy part where my main character, who is just called Malene, because that's my name, lives. You know, it's the witch that split the island into the 4 parts. And then we have the different seasons. Bottom right is where Cerelia lives, as well as Fred and Nate. Then the bottom left is Summer with Lyman, Rex, Faith, as well as the summer character Estas. Top left is the fall section with Sienna as the character, and then we've got Drift and Hazel living in this section. And then the top right is the winter section with Heems as the character, and we've got Wade, Flurry, and Aurora living in this section. And then without further ado, I would say let's go ahead and get started. This part I really wanted to show to you at night because it's super, super magical. We've got all the glowing moss, we've got all the candles, just all the witchy overgrown vibes, hopefully. We have a power circle right here to the beach, and I put the star clocks on it in different colors for all the different seasons, kind of as they are in the map. So we've got the spring section here, and then clockwise it's summer, fall, and winter, and the big one in the middle to kind of power everything. We've got a moon over there, you know, and then it's time for us to climb up. As you might notice, I'm using lots of vines and ruin items, and I already saw that we have a very awesome visitor for this tour. This just made me so happy, and I think this is incredible for the island tour. I'm very happy that I accidentally chose this, and I also heard some shooting stars, which is making me very happy. But basically, we have a big curved land bridge that leads to my own house in the middle of the forest, the witch's house. You go down here, it's surrounded by a circle of cliffs, and I mean, you know, if this doesn't look witchy, I don't know what does. We also have this I don't know, pool over here, this pond that's just kind of magical, all kinds of magical, honestly. Also, I'd like to give 2 different tips. Number 1, behind this hardwood tree right here, there is a pipe, as you might be able to see, which will actually deliver you right to the spring section. So if you dream of this island, you know, walk to the airport and then kind of explore this middle section first, and then you can hop through here and be delivered to the spring section without having to walk all over the bridge again. And also another tip, I won't do it now, but you can walk all the way to the back of the circle of cliffs behind my house and then see the transition area between fall and winter, which is kind of a nice sight to see. So I would definitely recommend to do that. And I would say, let's go into the witch's house. Right here in the main room, we've got the throne. Of course, my character is supposed to be the queen witch, so I really wanted this room to kind of just represent that. And so there's just magic everywhere, you know, magic flowing through the throne, all the candles, the magical flooring and wallpaper. I've closed off the other 3 rooms because I wanted this to really be only about the throne. And I don't know, it's a relatively simple build, but I do kind of enjoy it. And then I would say let's go downstairs first. The basement of a witch had to be a potion room. So this is exactly what it turned out to be. We've got all the potions over here. You know, I've used some of the like polishing effects to make it look extra whimsical and magical. We've got all the dried herbs, of course. You know, a witch has to do what a witch has to do. And then over here, we've got all the different books, you know, containing all the spells that she needs to be able to kind of keep this island afloat, and all of the powerful things that a witch might require, as well as, you know, a little pet bird and all that kind of stuff. Of course, we have lots of candles. There's some vines everywhere, some plants, because it is still you know, she's still a nature witch kind of. So this is kind of what I ended up with. And I really do quite like the witchy, like dark and whimsical vibes. And then the upstairs room is basically the bedroom as well as the walk-in closet. Once again, I wanted to include a lot of like nature items. We've got this like, you know, magical ball over here, which is super fun because it always lights up in different colors. Oh, of course now it doesn't, but it actually does. It actually does. It's super fun. There we go. Green to fit the surrounding vibes. More books, more spells, another pet bird, you know. And then over here we've just got like a very magical looking mirror and all of the different gowns and dresses that she loves to wear all the time, you know. I don't know. This is like the vision that I had for this room, and I do quite enjoy the way that it turned out. We've got all the different, you know, aspects that a witch or a queen witch might have in her house, and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. But let's go ahead and go back outside. All right, we're actually going to be walking the path back to the entrance because I think we were kind of distracted by Wisp before, but I do kind of want to show the bridge again. So we're going to do a little slow walk through all the different weeds. Past Wisp, who I'm still obsessed with right now. I never really play at night, so this is new. But basically, yeah, this is the curved land bridge to my house. But I would say with that, it's time for us to go and venture over to the spring area. In this area, I wanted to use kind of like a Springcore aesthetic. I'm using the circular pathing and then lots of very light and airy colors, some pastel colors, kind of like that. And I also use a bunch of gyroids because, as you'll see with the house decorations that I've also done in this area, I kind of envision this character to be a little clumsy and just kind of very childlike, I think. And then also, here is that pipe that I talked about earlier. So this is one that you can jump into if you wanted to. Also, this is the area where resident services is, which already took away like a big chunk. But basically there's lots of flowers. We've got like a hyacinth garden over here. We've got a little mum garden. There's a little sneak peek of winter in the background, but don't look yet. It's not the time. And then if we go over here, this is the spring character's house. I do think this kind of screams Springcore. And then we've got lots of friends making some music around this house. And then over here we have a little picnic area by a big lake that we'll look at in a second. But I would say first, let's go ahead and take a look inside. You might notice over the course of this tour that all of the additional characters' houses are kind of set up in a similar way, I would say. So like the main room is always going to be kind of like the outside portrayed on the inside as well. So this is very much like a spring kind of seasonal type of room. And there is the glowing moss boulder in pink in the middle, which is kind of supposed to kind of power this season. So like the additional characters are kind of like the witch's apprentice, but they do need a little bit of help and a little power source, which is always going to be in the main room of their houses with, you know, along with a couple of items that are also used on the outside as well. And I would say let's go to the kitchen next. The kitchen, also the layout will be the same every time, but of course here we've got a very big like Springcore aesthetic. We've got lots of yellow, we have some pink, we've got, you know, light blue, and then just like cutesy things, you know, we've got all the snacks, the little toy duck. Like I think if you see this type of vibe, you probably kind of understand what I was trying to go for here. And everything is super like happy looking and colorful. There's lots of butterflies everywhere, and it's just like like it's just a little happy kitchen. Now the room to the back will always be slightly different because this is the one where I kind of wanted to express their personality. Now for the Spring character, like I said earlier, I feel like they're a little bit messy and also clumsy. They've got a lot of band-aids, you know, on their face and like knees and stuff. And then I imagine them to be this like crafty person, you know, there's paper everywhere, there's like just cookies on the table, you know, they're drawing, they're working with clay, they're kind of working with stickers on the wall. And once again, we've got all of the different happy colors, lots of yellow, some, you know, pastel green, pink, all of that. And it's just an overall very busy room, but very, very cute. As the witch's apprentice, of course, they also need some, you know, decent clothing choices. So we've also got like a walk-in closet, which will always kind of be set up in this way as well. We have a lot of, you know, clothing on the wall. And then to the left here, they've got like shoe boxes. They can sit down to put those on. They have like a drawer and stuff. Lots of cutesy details for this one, of course. And then over here, they can kind of do their makeup and have some more details all around that just kind of fit the overall like Springcore vibe. And I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. There's no downstairs, but there is an upstairs, which is always going to be like living room and bedroom. For this one, we've got the main attraction being kind of the gyroid friends in the background, playing along with the music, you know. It's messy, but it's also very cutesy. We've got lots of flowers, we got lots of like little accessories and kind of fun things to look at, you know, a toy duck playing the piano. Of course, why not? Why not? We've got cutesy little pictures and all of that kind of stuff. And just, you know, some messy things on the walls too, because of course. And then this side over here is the bedroom. We've got more stickers on the wall. We've got like a big bed. We've got some more clothing, some toys, some plushies, all that kind of stuff. And just an overall very, very colorful kind of interior. And back outside with more gyroid friends, let's continue the tour. So walking over here, we've just got a little cozy corner to sit down, you know, in the middle of green and some pink, some flowers. And then you can also walk to the peninsula here, which is also just another cozy little spot to kind of sit down and enjoy a good book, some tea, kind of stuff like that. And then the path will lead you over here to the beach. We've got a little duck area just on this rock. You know, you can feed them if you want to. Speaking of, there will be lots and lots of different items and gifts scattered throughout the dream address. So go ahead and pick all those up and kind of just have some fun with it. We have Fred living in the spring section. His house has been like remade, pretty much like customized, and then he has a music player in front of his house because he loves to sing. He loves to sing, and we all love when he sings. It's always super fun. And then basically Spring has this big lake, which all the three houses are placed around. So Fred's over there, and then the Spring characters, and then Nate's house is here to the left. And you can also go ahead and climb up to this little flower to get kind of a better view. And then with this time of day, you also have the sunlight shining through on the right, which is super pretty. But I did like this kind of viewing platform, regardless of the time of day. Well, let's continue our journey over here to Nate's house. Nate's house also has been customized. You might know he usually has like a dark green house, but we wanted him to kind of fit the Springcore aesthetic. So we gave him like this yellow house, which I absolutely love for him. And then he has like a bee farm along the pathway, just a couple of tiles of flowers, some, you know, bee models and kind of stuff like that. Just a happy little place. He loves to sweep in front of his house. I hope that that's a good sign. I'm actually not sure though. And then here going to the beach, this is my campsite. So we've got the actual campsite over here, a little bike rental in the background, or just like a spot for you to park your bike. We've got some more tents. We also just have like this little color coordinated flower spot right here. And then if we make our way over to the left-hand side, there's like another cozy little spot with lots of food and lots of delicious treats, you know, all in the colors of spring, of course. And then just a couple more tents and cozy vibes over here. Little mom's puppy plushie and all that. And I've tried to, you know, bring across those Springcore colors across the entire section. And I actually ended up really liking it. And fun fact, this spot right here, just inside this flower circle, is actually one of my favorites over the entire island. And Aurora seems to enjoy it too. And then I would say on to new adventures. And now that we're back in the Queen Witch's area, of course, it's back to nighttime, but it's also time for us to transition over to summer. This one is filled with all of the tropical vibes. For this one, I used a lot of coconut trees, bamboo trees, all the different colors, and then this like dark dirt, like tropical pathing. Speaking of, all the codes that I used on this island are linked on my card, which is linked down in the description box below, so make sure to check that out if there's anything that interests you. And then right here by the entrance, we've got the summer character's house. We also have Lyman's house lined up in the back, and then this like little corner underneath a palm tree. You know, you can enjoy your iced coffee in the shade, kind of like that. And you know, before we continue, once again, let's take a look inside. As promised, the main room is kind of tropical vibes once again. We got the boulder in the middle to be kind of like the power source for this section. And then we've got flamingos, we've got, you know, different tropical, jungly kind of things all around. We've got like a surfboard, a hammock, kind of everything that you would expect from a very summery tropical area. And then also let's go to the kitchen. In this one, I wanted all the color, and then I just absolutely loved this like aquarium kind of wallpaper, which I've never used before, but it just made sense for this one. And then lots of yellow, green, orange, all the different colors to make this as tropical and as vibrant as possible. All the different foods, that kind of makes sense, you know, a lot of fresh fruit, like sandwiches, nothing like too hot or anything, because it's already, you know, tropical weather outside and you just need like a fresh salad or something like that. The hobby room for this one is kind of like a room filled with things that you would need for like a beach trip. You know, we've got lots of different like inflatable toys over here. We've got like the tropical music, of course. We've got some towels drying, of course, some, you know, flip-flops. We've got like a camera to take some cute pictures. And then also this character is quite sporty, so I've put like skateboards and bikes everywhere. We also just have like a few bottle crates, you know, they're always taking like some chill drinks to the beach as well. And then all the fans, because we're in the tropical heat, you know, that's just how it goes. We obviously cannot miss the walk-in closet, which for this one, once again, we've got like a little station to do your makeup over here. Lots of, you know, plants and green vibes. And then over to the left, we already have the shoe boxes again, and just some, you know, some colorful wallpaper, some colorful dresses, everything that is just kind of making sense for summer. Some flip-flops, just very few socks because who wears them in the tropical heat? But apart from that, we've got lots of very colorful, you know, summery kind of prints. And then the upstairs, I feel like, is the entire tropical vibes combined in one room. We've got the bedroom on this side. Once again, some toys from like the beach, you know, they're also still, you know, dripping a little bit, but that's okay. We've got lots of flowers, plants, lots of butterflies. We've got the music, of course. We've got like this big section to just sit down and enjoy your time. We've got the wall fans, which make the plants wobble, which we absolutely love. And then I made a little kind of KK display thing right there on the wall, because there's so many amazing covers that just kind of fit this like tropical vibe. This has been such a fun thing to decorate, honestly. And back outside, we've only really started with the tropical part, so let's continue our journey over here to the left, because here we walk across this little like bridge right here, you know, just with some very loud waterfalls in the background. We've got another little cozy picnic spot right here in the middle of like a jungle. You'll see how many plants I actually put down, which as you might know, is right up my alley, so there we go. I also use a few bug models in between some of those fences, and then you can either choose to go up here or down to the beach, which we'll do first, and then we'll go up later. We got Faith living here on the beach, and she actually owns this little beach bar. You know, we've got some more tropical music, of course, and then all the refreshing drinks, some more tropical prints on the chairs and stuff like that. And just all the tropical colors, honestly. We'll continue over here as we enter what I keep calling just a typical beach build. We've got some spots to kind of chill over here, some snacks, a hammock. Of course, we got some towels on the beach. And then here, you know, this is just the typical beach activities. You know, there's like some life rings, inflatable bird rings, a little beach ball. We also have the pier on this side, which is you know, captain's boat tours. There's a little map right there, so you see where you're going. We've got lots of surfboards, some changing rooms right here with some socks because, you know, people tend to accidentally drop them. And then if you follow this path over here, you will be led to a little volleyball court. And then also we got this little toy dog area just with a couple of beans, so that you can also go ahead and feed them. And then let's make our way back to land and take the other possible pathway. Be careful not to run through any flowers. And then once we're here, we'll go up the stairs, which will lead us to Nook's Cranny, which I just thought fit perfectly into the summer, you know, beachy vibes, kind of. We've got lots of boxes once again, because there's always a ton of deliveries for Nooks. Some trash as well, because, you know, that is also a thing, apparently. And then if we walk over here, I've got this little area inspired by ACNH.MiaLand over on Instagram. This is the like canopy pathway. And then over to the left, we've got the Flamingo Sanctuary, which is also inspired by an amazing content creator, Tropikitch_ACNH. You might already know them from 2 different island tours on my channel. And then if we head on over here, you've just got this like beautiful view of all the plants and trees and everything. And then we'll head on to this, you know, calm kind of a cliff right here with a little yoga section. The wind is quite loud, but you can still enjoy some calm tunes and kind of calm your mind and soul as you, you know, as you're in the middle of a tropical jungle. Heading over here, this is Lyman's place. He is part of the summer, of course. I mean, look at his picture right by the ocean, I think that is. And he's in the middle of a lot of like different colors and trees once again. And then we will head on over to this side, which is Rex's house. Rex also lives here. You might have already seen it from Nook's Cranny over there. And once again, we just got a couple of bugs. He has a little hammock, which like perfectly fit his house, so I just needed to include that. And again, very loud waterfalls. But basically, this is Rex's little area. And with that, once again, it's time to go to a different season. This one, as you can hopefully tell, is fall, you know, considering all the colors. And before we head down the staircase, you can also walk over here to this cliff and already have a good view of that farm area that I created. I thought that, you know, fall kind of screams fall and like harvesting and all that kind of stuff to me. So that was like one of the main things that I wanted in this area. And then we just got this little heart-shaped path leading you down here. I wanted to use some mushrooms, you know, because I only had like green trees and then some tree standees. And so I thought the mushrooms brought like a very good color vibe. And you will notice a lot of weed fields, which actually kind of make this area lag a little bit more, but I still really love it. We've got the fall character's house right here by the entrance once again, and then this big like Thanksgiving table or also like farm to table kind of setup, whichever you kind of want to call it. And then this is the house, and I would say, as usual, we're gonna take a look inside. The main room, of course, has a little power source, the glowing moss boulder, a wooden music box, and then once again, we've got more mushrooms, we've got wheat fields, we've got like storage sheds, you know, some produce from all the farming and all that kind of stuff. And you will notice, of course, a lot of red, orange, yellow, and just generally, I think the vibe to describe this house is probably just cozy. That's exactly what the kitchen also screams. We've got lots and lots of brown vibes, some bricks, you know, we've got like bread, all the types of baked goods, some soup, good soup, I can't resist, I'm sorry. And just all of the like darker furniture. We've also got a lot of pictures in this house because admittedly there's just a lot of very good like harvesting and kind of fall vibe kind of pictures from Red's art. And just this is the definition of a farmhouse kitchen, I feel like. I mentioned the baked goods before, and that's exactly what the hobby room for this character is. Pretty much just a hobby bakery. I mean, imagine the smell in this room, please. How heavenly would that be? So basically, we've got a little station for them to, you know, make the dough and that kind of stuff. We have like an oven. Over here, I thought this is kind of like a produce kind of storage area. And then, of course, we got like a big table to serve up everything. And as you might guess, they definitely need to invite a couple of people over because they can't possibly eat all of this on their own, even though, you know, it is definitely tempting. I mean, like I said, the smell must just be incredible. And more dark and cozy vibes for the walk-in closet, of course. Once again, you can do your makeup over here. We got different hats. You know, the tulip hat is an absolute must. And then lots of red and orange and yellow in the, you know, dress and attire options. We've got some sweaters now because it's getting a little bit colder and we're preparing for winter kind of. And then over here, once again, of course, the shoe boxes. We've got some books already, which you will see a bunch more of in just a second. And once again, some pictures and some cozy vibes. As promised, there are lots more books to see here. The living room for this one is filled with books, which are kind of like the main attraction. I kind of see this person as someone who would read a lot, and they also have like these educational bug and fish posters on the wall. And then you already see it, or you have already seen it. More baked goods, more food, more, you know, comfort food kind of. We've also got a little oven to warm up. And then, of course, we also have a little bedroom. There's more books. There's a place for you to kind of write some stuff, you know, like a little study, if you will. And just all the brown and brick and kind of cozy fall vibes. And just like in the summer section, we've actually only really seen a very small part of fall so far. So let's go ahead and take a little trip around. So if we walk past this like little table setup, you will see Drift's house over here with the Able Sisters in the background. We'll circle around to the Able Sisters from the left, but you can also follow this path over here, which will then lead you to that staircase, which we'll actually get down from in just a second. But basically Drift lives here and he takes care of the big farm section that we saw before, which you need to follow this path for. And then we have all the type of produce on this farm. I really wanted this to just include everything. We've got, you know, potatoes, sugarcane, pumpkins, mushrooms, carrots, you know, wheat. We've got some cauliflower, tomatoes, just everything all around in, you know, different shaped kind of setups. And then this also just leads you to the little beach portion. I loved using the wheat fields here. I think this really does make it look super fall-like. And then I put the couple of boats here because, you know, they're bringing them in from summer, you know, because during like fall and winter, you really shouldn't be out at sea. And then the rock here in the back is just like a little bit of a fishing spot with, you know, like a couple of fishing rods and places to sit down and all that stuff. And then let's head back to the farm, because through the farm, we can actually take the path that leads up here, which is a very cute area, if I do say so myself. We've got lots of floofs. I mean, how could this not be cute? Look at them everywhere, you know, eating, munching away, just kind of wobbling away. We've got some smooching floofs over there. We've got the wind turbines as well. I really love that item. And then the path just kind of leads you over here where we've got some more trees starting up once again. And then we have the Able Sisters in fall. I just felt like the colors kind of made this a definite fall build. We've got an escaped little floof over here. You know, it saw the flower, it couldn't resist. And then we also have some clothing lines. You know, we've got to wash all the clothing pieces that are sold as well. So that's there. And then this is the staircase that I talked about before. So this circles back around to like Drift's house, etc. And then if we head over here, we've got like 2 more areas of fall to see. The first one is this big orchard that Hazel lives in. Also, as a little information, Hazel's house is actually redone if you do want to visit in the DA, if she happens to be home. And then, you know, we've got some apple juice over on this table. Then you can kind of weigh your fruit over here. And then you can also head into the orchard and just kind of see more of the trees. There's a little bench for you to sit down and relax over here. And then there's also the coconut tree portion right here on the beach. And then every once in a while, you know, Red comes by to look at all the produce and kind of buy it from her. And there goes that. And then on the other side of this path, we have a little, you know, wood chopping area, because people are preparing for winter. They're chopping the wood and they're just kind of getting ready because winter is coming, which is exactly where we will go to now. I feel like this is the area that a lot of you were very interested to see, because as you might guess, this was probably the most challenging to build, because obviously we're working with some green grass here and we have to make it look like winter. So let's break this down. I covered everything with a snow code, and then I just used a lot of very, you know, white or bright items, a lot of tree standees, and apart from that, only cedar trees. And then, you know, the boulder here as kind of like snow-covered stone. And I think I kind of was able to bring it across, but it was definitely challenging. I also put some mountains in the background because I kind of wanted to prevent you from seeing the ocean. And then here we've got the museum, because the museum just felt like a winter build. I imagine this as like a very serene and, you know, clean kind of area, if that makes any sense. We do have like an ice rink over here, also with the mountains right here in the background. And then just a lot of different white items, a lot of different items to hopefully bring across the winter section. If we follow this path over here, we've got Wade and Aurora living here together. They are kind of the island love couple. You know, they have a little cozy spot to sit here with some heart-shaped chocolate. We also put this covered wagon here as kind of like a little bookshop or something, and then some books ended up over here. And then let's head on to the beach right here. So Aurora kind of has like a sleigh rental, if you will, which is also happening on this rock here in the back. We also just have like another cozy area to sit with the festival garland, and then just some decayed trees and some snow on the beach. And then very important is this like little wedding area, because you know, our little penguins don't deserve anything less. They have a little wedding area, and then this like beach area just kind of continues down here as well. And then let's head on back to the regular pathing and follow down here. We've got some like lights, you know, decayed trees. There's a few gyroids around, some decoy ducks as well. There's some bunnies hiding out in the snow. We've got like this little cozy spot right here with the bunnies in the background. And then this is the winter character's house, which is right by the bridge that kind of transitions over to spring. And then, you know, cozy little space in front of it to read. And as usual, let's take a look inside. This house is definitely a contrast to the fall house, because I wouldn't really describe this as cozy, but more like a very serene and cold kind of vibe. We have the wind in the background. We've got all the frosty colors, some, you know, more serene and cold lighting. But once again, we've got the boulder in the middle for our power source, and then just lots of the wintry items. And then I would say let's go ahead to the kitchen. That one also very, very serene and clean. We've got white and blue as the main colors in this one. And then the winter character enjoys some music, so we've got that set up in that corner over there. We also have a little bird. We've got like some books. There's like some tea and just some items that I thought kind of made sense. You know, like hot tea in winter would definitely make sense. And I do like that glass jar because it kind of looks like a glass jar filled with snow. Because I thought of the winter character as such a like serene and like cold person, the hobby room was a little interesting, and I actually ended up turning it into somewhat of a museum. So we've got all of these little, you know, items and paintings displayed with, once again, very cold lighting and a very serene and cold atmosphere. Of course, we still have a walk-in closet though. There's no socks on the ground this time because this character is very tidy and organized. Also, as you might have noticed, the flowers and plants in this build are not, there are no butterflies, but there's just like the freezing cold seeping off. We've got some different, you know, heads. We've got some books once again, a very modern kind of sofa, and we've got like music, and then like a little museum piece once again. And all the jackets, because winter is definitely cold and you need to dress according to that. And of course, we continue the vibes over here. Due to the 5 a.m. lighting, this room is super dark. I think in the DA it's not quite as dark, but I also kind of think it fits the vibe. Once again, we have the freezing cold over all the plants. And then if there's a time and place for a TV that's kind of framed by symmetrical shrubs, this is the time for it. You know, once again, we've got a few things that kind of look like a museum, the glass jar filled with snow, and then over here we've got the windows where you can kind of watch the snowfall, and a very, very serene, modern kind of bedroom. This was a super fun build because it was so out of my comfort zone, but it was actually, I don't know, I actually ended up really liking it, and I didn't expect to, but here we are. And back outside, we actually still have to look at my absolute favorite villager's place, that is Flurry. So let's go ahead over there. We've got this gazebo right here, which I knew I wanted to have in the winter section. Some more bunnies, of course, decay trees, tree standees, everything that kind of screams winter. And then finally, here it is. Also, Flurry's house is actually redone on the inside, so if she happens to be home, you're more than welcome to look at it in the DA. And then she has a hot cocoa shop or stand or stall, whatever you want to call it, because you need to warm up for winter. You know, it's super freezing cold, and she'll help you. She'll make you some yummy hot cocoa and provide some cookies. She does have a little helper over here. Yeah, this is what her area ended up being. I really like it. I didn't think I was going to create areas like that in winter, but I really ended up liking that. And then this path leads over here to Wade and Aurora again. And there we go. It felt a little weird to say the rest of this as the winter character, so I just quickly switched back to this and also to the regular time. I hope that you enjoyed this tour. If you end up visiting and share any pictures on social media, please go ahead. Oh my god. Please go ahead and tag me. I'd love to see them. I'm gonna die. This was so much fun to create, and this island tour was so much fun to film as well. I do think that Flurry is stuck, but we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna do some airplanes here. Thank you all so much for being part of this journey, for watching today. If you liked, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for the next journey. And then I hope you have an awesome time until I see you in the next video. Bye everyone.